Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Speaking the Truth About Money with Martin Coward and Joy the Wise Woman. I am both Martin Coward and Joy the Wise Woman. Martin is my human name, and Joy the Wise Woman is my spiritual name. So, thank you here. We're here to talk about truth about money and power and all those things that we get disillusioned by. And I'm so excited today to have two people that I just love dearly. Aisha Peace, and Abba Henry. Abba Henry is one of my clients. Actually, they're both clients of mine, but Abba Henry is one of my coaching clients. He's my business partner, my virtual assistant. And Abba works part of our team, and she works with one of my clients. But they're both leaders in Africa right now. Uh, Aisha working a lot with the lesbian community, Abba working a lot with the male community to liberate them from the harsh conditions of the phobic culture of Africa that's created a lot of pain and suffering for many, many, many Africans, and it continues on. And these are both of these both Abba and Asha are both Ugandans, and they are both living in Kenya as refugees seeking asylum because it's unsafe to live in Uganda as a queer person right now. And we're going to start out with asking Aisha first to tell us a little bit about what does it feel like to live in another country, to be place of that live in that place that's so harsh toward you, and sometimes can be even when you're living in Kenya. So tell us a little bit about what that feels like, Aisha, and what tell us a little your story.
Thank you so much, Martin. I'm glad to be here. I'm Aisha Peace. I'm a lesbian living in Kakuma refugee camp in Kenya. I came from Uganda, and the reason why I fled from my country is, living in a country where even your family dislikes you, they disown you, and at least they would rather see you dead instead of like being alive and you're disgracing them. So it's really, really bad for me, or bad for everyone, bad for every queer African child who is living this side. Um, Living in a country where you're not born, but still it's where you have to be. I will say I'm a little bit grateful for Kenya that came as my rescuer, because coming from your country and people welcoming you the way you are, even if even their country laws don't agree with you, but at least still they welcome you. That is a little bit more advanced and more lovely. So it's not easy again being in this country, because many homophobic people are around us, and we go through a lot as queer ladies and men in this community, where people hate us, they discriminate us, they can do anything. You can do anything. Here, okay, Martin, you're talking about money, but to tell the truth is no one can even employ you as a queer person. No one can give you anything, or you don't have where to start. Even if you start for yourself a business, no one will support you because you're a queer refugee. So it's very, very hard for us to live in this country, not even ours, not even this, because we are not safe. People cannot agree with who we are. They don't agree with it at any cost. But we are just living a life, and we have to live because we have dreams, and we also people like them, and we have red blood flowing into our veins. But they can't accept us. I don't know why, but I'm just grateful that we have people like you, Martin, who can accept us no matter what. You're ready for us. Yeah, at least that is a little bit of my
Well,
story.
Aisha, I've gotten to know you. I truly, truly just love you and adore you and think you're just a wonderful woman. And I really admire your courage to be working with Abba and other uh, leaders in Kenya to a better life and from a place of love and gratitude for what you have. And I know as I've gotten to know you, I know you're doing it from a place of love and compassion for yourself and for your family. And that's the way we create change. We create change by changing people's hearts and minds. And I think that's the point of our show today, is to get people to know really what a lovely and beautiful and woman you are. And it has nothing to do, our beauty and our love and our worthiness has nothing to do with who we like to sleep with. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your story. Abba, my dear, my dear king over here that I love so much. Tell us a little bit about your story and what it's like for you to be living as a refugee, asylum seeker, a Ugandan living in Kenya right now. And then I want to hear a little bit about y'all's vision of this new city you want to build and what we're trying to do to get there.
Yes, I'm so grateful and thank you for this opportunity to be live today with you, my boss, my friend, Mr. Friend, and my coach as well. Um, it's really hard, actually, if we were to start. It's really hard to be in a country that we were not born, but you're there as a refugee or an asylum seeker. It's really hard because all the favorites that you would get, it would be in your country because you feel comfortable there, but we cannot be safe there. So it's the reason that's why we seek asylum in the second country, or a country where we feel like we can be comfortable. And on a note, I would like to let the world know that we appreciate Kenyan government and the UNCL, because in fact most of the time we're complaining and many people are complaining, like, but the fact is they do welcome us, they register and they understand us, so at least we do appreciate them. We really do appreciate it. Though there are some people, let's say in the police, there are some few who mistreat us and do that, but they understand us, because if they give us an asylum their country, it means they understand who we are, and at least we should appreciate that. So we cannot go on not appreciating the work that they do for us. Living here as an asylum seeker is really hard, because it's not UNHCR or the government of Kenya that tell the people to be homophobic to us. So we shouldn't
Yeah.
be blaming them. It's according the communities. It's upon the communities that we find on the ground that they feel like we are not tolerated. But for the government and the UNHCR themselves, they're doing their job, of which we cannot blame them of what they are supposed to do for us, when they will do for us, when they will decide for us, and all that. But we appreciate the little that we get here, and we're still alive. It's not the way you live your own parents and they disown you, your own family, and then they turn against you because you're gay or you're a lesbian, and then they feel like you're a disgrace to them. As Aisha has elaborated upon that, it's better than that, because no one is after you other than the community itself where you're living, which is at least understandable that Abba, Aisha, and other people, we understood the fact of being minorities. And we doing this, that we're putting a chain. We're not like discriminating anyone. We want to put in a place like working with the lesbians. They are part of our community. They are transgenders, they are part of our community. And while when we still asylum seekers in Kenya, what have we done for ourselves? We are always blaming the government, the UNHCR, they will not that. But we ourselves, what have we done? People after our lives, let's say the years that we've spent in the camp and all that we've seen, what have we done? I'm really so grateful to meet you, Martin, my coach, and people that are being supportive to us, that right now we have what we call program Diamond Mine, that is up to transform the lives of LGBTIQ in Kenya. And
Yeah.
not only in Kenya, but we are like, this will go for the whole of Africa. And this is what we are calling building a new city, a new, it's actually, we call it a new city because it's something that we want to transform the lives of LGBTIQ
Yeah, I
as.
love that. I love that idea of a new, and just to give people a little backstory of how
Yeah.
how I became your boss and your partner, et cetera, was when I gave Abba a scholarship to my coaching program, and he needed an iPhone and a laptop. And my rational thinking mind said, "Oh, that's crazy. What do you do? You can't go to Nairobi to deliver uh, a laptop and a cell phone. That doesn't make any sense." But my heart, there was a divine calling within me that said, "You've got to go to Abba. You're being called. He's calling you. His heart is calling you to come and help him and support him." And so what I did, I literally got on a plane and flew to Nairobi in November to deliver a cell phone and, and a and a laptop so that he could participate in my program. Abba traveled for 2 days from Nairobi on a pass to meet with me, and he stayed with me at this nice hotel, and we became very good friends. But the very first night we got there, I knew it was a divine intervention. I knew I'd come home. I had met a king. I had met someone that just radiates love and compassion, and I knew he was the leader who was there to lead his people. And I gave him a little piece of a little chapter from Eckhart Tolle's famous book, A New Earth. And in that book, the last paragraph, it talks about a new city and a new earth where it's built on love, where everybody's loved, accepted, and can thrive. And there's no superiority. It's really the vision of a world. Yes, it's a vision of a world of unconditional love. And so I
Yeah.
knew, I mean, I almost want to cry right now, but I just, that moment, on that first night with Abba and I talking about that common mission to build, and he shared with me that mission to build this community, to build this city in Africa, opened my heart to a whole new way of understanding life on planet Earth for me. And it opened up my heart to wanting to live in that space, in that heart space. And I found something that I wanted to commit my life to. And that was to, and all of my coaching and all of my coaching practice is there toward supporting Abba and my queer brothers and sisters to liberate themselves from the really old, outdated, homophobic culture of the African people. And they didn't start with Africa. I have a firm belief that this is not at the heart of the African people. This was something that came into the African country with white colonization, because all those mean, nasty rules that are on y'all's books in every country, they come out of colonial rule. And so I feel a sense of joy and love to be able to come and say, one, let's talk about where this false narrative came from, that you were less than, and let's go back and heal that. And if I can do something to heal that wound and love and supporting you guys in building this sustainable city, because we're going to do it. We are going to do anything you build out of love, anything you build out of unconditional love, like we're doing, it's going to happen. And I just feel so much joy knowing that I've got these two beautiful, amazing, heart-centered leaders who are actually so committed to this and so passionate about this, building this new city. We're doing it right now. We are doing it. So I want both of you, give you a chance to just talk. Either one of you can go, Aisha or Abba, to talk about this idea of this new city where your brothers and sisters from not only from the Kakuma camp, but from all over Africa can come and thrive, can feel safe to raise their families, to love who they want to love. If it's a transgender, to dress the way they want to dress. I mean, it is not ideal in America yet, but it certainly is. I'm certainly am safe. I can get married, for example. I mean, I'm married to a man, and I have protections for that. So I like to hear about. So you're leading a real big movement there in Africa. Tell me a little bit about this new city and what you'd like it to look like.
Yeah, thank you so much, Martin. Actually, we have a vision, and it's looking like this. The transformation that we want to see a place, or we want to get a place, or would like to have a place where everyone is free, where people can transform their lives by working, by getting their families, or when a man is marrying a man, it's free, a woman to a woman is free. But it's still in Kenya, it's not allowed. Like, a man, you cannot marry a man, and it's officially they can't accept that. But as we're here, and the government knows we're here, and we're still here, we have a vision that if we get like a safe house, what we're calling a stay, or a land somewhere like in the suburbs, because we cannot deal with the communities in the village, like in Kakuma camp, because people are still backward and they're up to killing people. But in around urban centers, people, they mind about their businesses, they don't have time for you, and never, at least queer people can have some tolerance to live around urban areas, so long as they're living on their own. So we like, you just imagine a place, or where you're not renting from the landlord who will be homophobic to you, but you've owned your own land, because in Kenya you can buy own land. You guys, so we like, we the queer communities, we do what it takes, since we're still here, and we don't know whether the government will help us, or other people will be resettled, or what. We don't know, because getting a resettlement is a privilege. You cannot tell your UNHCR that you come and resettle me, and then you run for your life. You didn't run for resettlement. You understand? So
Mm-hmm.
as we here, we like, if we can be able to get an area where we can settle our families, our friends, our relatives, our sisters, and who are in a queer community, who are like, they are queers, they are gays, they are lesbians, they are transgenders, the family that we understand, and being, just not being like LGBTIQ, but if, because some people can be able to work, so transform them. We get an area or a place where we can get buildings, or an abandoned school. We buy it on our own money, since we're still in Kenya. And then we transform the lives of those people who are willing to work. They live freely, they get what to eat, they get water, they are free to get to internet, they can research, they can study. What we are calling a program Diamond Made is like the way we've created this, and the best example, it's me and Aisha. Aisha bought this idea that I talked to her, and I was like, Aisha, we are transforming lives, we leaders have to be exemplary to the rest of the people. And she's working as a virtual assistant, like the way I'm doing. But the rest of the people would like to do the same, but they don't have the access to internet. They don't have access to phones. They don't have access to laptops and everything. This is what we're doing. To what we're calling a city, or a safe house, the first place that we will get in Kenya that can accommodate more than hundreds of people or 30 people, depending on the first help that we will get in our hands. We want to set up something like a lab, or some kinds of equipments like laptops, computers, internet, where people can come and do research, where people can come and study what they want to study, where people can have an opportunity to be like virtual assistants, like the job that I'm working for, that I'm doing for you, that Aisha is doing for Mike, and we teach them, we give them the basics, we give them the skills.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, being an LGBTIQ or an asylum seeker or a refugee in Kenya, you're not entitled to work because you don't have a worker permit, and the government won't issue that because you're a refugee.
Yeah.
It won't issue that. But then the best way is the only way that we've taken is working online. So
Yeah,
that's why we do this a
yeah. I mean,
platform.
and that's how we got to know each other, because I was teaching you a course how to engage in internet commerce, and it's
Yeah,
a multi-billion-dollar business. And so the upside potential of this, the return on the investment in this, is enormous. Because one, we call it Project Diamond Man, because I know, because we work together, that you guys are diamonds. What happens to a diamond under pressure? It gets more resilient, it gets stronger, and gets brighter. And you are some of the brightest, most brilliant people I've ever known in my life. And since y'all started working with me, we have achieved more success in the last few months, since you guys have worked with me every day, than I've ever achieved in all of my business career. And it's all because we work together from the heart. We really care about each other, and we want to make a difference in the world. And that's what people want to know. You didn't even you you didn't even know what a Google folder was, for God's sake,
Yeah.
because you've been in a camp for the last 3 years. But that didn't matter. You learned all that pretty quickly. The thing that makes it work is the tremendous amount of love and support for each other to build that toward that common mission, whatever my mission is, your mission is. When we come into the world and come into a relationship in a working environment, there's nothing we can't accomplish. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be building this elite talent agency from
Yeah.
these diamonds that are going to be the best, the most talented, the brightest, not just virtual assistants, but graphic. There's all sorts of ways that people can earn a living by assisting other people with tasks like graphic design,
Yeah.
podcast editing. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And so if we can help you get this place where, one, we want to protect our assets, which are the people who live there, the people we're going to be cultivating. And then we're going to go through another program where we're going to actually teach people, because right now we have a real problem in the world at large with people not knowing how to work together in virtual space. It's very dysfunctional because it's all transaction driven. And what we've discovered working together every day is that when we come together and actually work together, get on
That,
Zoom and work together, we get
yeah.
10 times the work done than we would done if we work in our own silos. So if we can bring that thought process, we can bring that mindset and bring in that into and teach and coach and show people a better way to increase productivity and and productivity by hiring beautiful people like you and Aisha, then we can change the world. We can. That's how we're doing it. We're doing it for. We're not asking for handouts. We're asking people to give us a chance to actually grow and blossom into solving two problems. One, the difficult conditions that you have to work, which we got to solve that problem. And then we can solve this problem of the whole world trying to figure out how in the hell we work together in virtual space. So I just love what you're doing. I'm doing it because I want us to make a pile of money doing it.
Actually, we can't stop thanking you because what you've made us be like. You see, in the first place, when I came to you, I was looking for 50, something like $50 to survive.
I remember, yes.
But after getting some lessons from you for something like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I came to realize there is something which was lacking for me. And then when you offered me a chance and you asked me, you were like, what could help you to change your life or to be able to attend my lectures or like my coaching and all that? I think this was divine orchestrated. And then I was like, I need a laptop. I need an iPhone because Kakuma is a bit remote area and the network is that disturbing. So I wanted a phone which is a bit strong and can catch up with the internet. I didn't know, but it was divine orchestrated because what I asked for is what resulted into getting a job because I needed a laptop to work as a virtual assistant. And in the same place, Aisha is lucky. When I looked on the ground, you remember when I was adding Aisha on my team because we had Paul. But when I was adding Aisha on my team, I asked around because we had Kayla. Remember, we talked about Kayla, but she had no laptop. So we looked for the equipment, and this is what the queer refugees in the camp lab, they lack. This is what they lack. They don't have equipment, but there are many wise and beautiful people who can be able to work, you know. So I looked at Aisha. I asked Aisha, can you handle social networking or something like social selling? She was like, yes, I can do that. Do you have a laptop? She was, I have a laptop. So I talked to Kayla. I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm turning you down. I want Aisha to take because we are not going to take more time. But there is still a chance. Not in a bad way. You're still on my team, but I have more people that
Yeah.
will come. But let's lead this. Let's be the example. And people know that Martin transformed my life. We added Aisha, we added the and at least the example of the talent agents that we're talking about, people can be able to see that we at least living and we are earning just through working online. This gives a chance to everyone
Yeah.
that We want
And
to clean this and flush.
it doesn't take a huge.
Yeah,
I think you and I did the numbers, and we think with just $250,000, we could get the land. And this is another thing. Let's just take the 600 people who are living in those 10 huts in that camp. Those are creative, smart, brilliant diamonds. If we just got them a
Yeah,
piece
of
of
course.
raw land and gave them, I bet they would. You say gay people, and they're creative and they're productive. We gave them
yeah.
we got a piece of land for them and got some materials for them. They would have a beautiful city in no time. We would be connect. We'd have access to the internet. We'd have computers, and we could begin to really make it. It's not just for ourselves, but just think of the impact we can make on the world. It's bigger than you and me, the three of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Aisha,
Yeah,
tell
thank
us
you,
something.
Martin.
I want to hear a little of you.
Thank you, Martin. Guys, talking about building this world of abundance, building this life of the queer community, let me give you an example. Me being here, it was, I think, it was luck from God. But think about people like me, even if they are not in this like building a city. Let's not talk about all, let's not see it in one, like having just one house like this, but let's see it in a different way. You're having a queer community city whereby someone who is in Nairobi, in someone who is in Kisumu, or someone who has gone still in America, they still have access to work. Even if that is the city we need, it's not only like in one compound or whatever. It's, we need that city whereby everywhere the queer family is, everywhere we have a queer person, they have that living, they have that like they are just
Access,
free.
connect to each
They
other.
have
Yeah.
work, they are doing a lot with their hands and earning a lot. We hate these things of being like as if we are beggars in this world. People see us as if we are beggars. We are not beggars. We have,
No, you're just
yeah,
like
we have
everybody
capacity to
else.
do everything in our with our hands. We have capacity to do whatever. Even people who call them straight, they they can do, and we can do it better than them. So people should see us as normal people and stop taking us for granted because we are refugees. Life is done. No, it's not done. And us as refugees, we should also come out and we are like, you know what? This is not the end of my life. I have to stand up and do whatever I can. We have designers in refugees. We have plumbers, we have builders, we have every, you know, we have all the talents. But the major issue is who is there to help us stand? We need to go to get out of our comfort zones and come out to the world and show them what we can do. Through Martin and other people who are seeing us on this show, there are some people who want to help us, but they didn't know how to help us. And Martin is showing us, you know what, you can become a virtual assistant. And we are doing it. We are earning. It's not
Yeah.
much, but at least
Not
we are
only
seeing
that,
where we're going.
but you're doing such a really good job.
Of course. Of
You're
course.
really helping. You're really helping me grow my business. And I
Yeah.
know you're really helping Mike grow his business.
Of
And that's
course.
the point we want to make is that we're doing two things. One, we're giving you a future. We're bringing you, allowing you to shine and bring your brilliance to the world and make a contribution. And at the same time, we're solving a real problem in the world at large around how to work together in relationships. And your hearts are so big and so full of love that it's a joy to work with you every day. I mean, that's the point. I would rather, like I said earlier, I would rather take someone who had no idea what a Google spreadsheet was. I can teach you that, but I can't
Yeah.
teach you love and compassion and empathy. That's something you got to come with. And that's what's so beautiful about you, both of you and everyone else that I've met in Africa. And not just, I will say, let me say, what I met when I came to Africa was this. It's the heart of Africa at large. It is not, I don't find, I know there's a homophobic culture, but My first virtual assistant is a straight African woman from Nairobi. She's got a heart of gold. She met Abba and she met others, and she loves you. I mean, so there is a deep in the heart of Africa, there is not a discriminatory belief system. There is a great love for each other and a great love for humans and a great love for life. And that's what we've got to bring to life in the Africa by being a demonstration of just how beautiful and brilliant. And I hate to say it, but money talks. So you can show the world how you can build something that actually is financially solvent and profitable with your diamond mine talent agency.
Mhm.
People want to get in on that. People want to invest in that because they see the upside potential is so large, because it is large. And that's why we're not creating a nonprofit. We're creating a for-profit agency because you create a nonprofit, your growth is depending on other people. We want our growth to be dependent on the great work and the great contribution that the queer Africans are going to put into this project to make a better world for all of us. So it's bigger than just our own personally. That's what makes it so powerful. It's much, much bigger than just ourselves. It's about a new community that's going to really shift the hearts and minds of Africans so that there's no longer just the American dream. Can you imagine what would Africa feel like if it was like people from America wanted to come to Africa to live the African dream? And they can,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're making it happen.
true.
The African dream is to just be free to live and prosper and make a contribution to the world. And you're already doing it. We just need to get other people to join our movement and help us out. So I'm just so thrilled that what you're doing. I'm here at a conference this week, and I got to tell you that I've been sharing, and people are just amazed at what we're doing. So I'm just so proud of both of you, and I just love you both so much. And I want to just give a shout out if anybody would like to support. We're in the middle right now of creating a page that you can go to find out all about Project Diamond Mine and how you can contribute financially. We haven't quite gotten that ready yet, but you can send either Abba or myself or Aisha. You can find us on Facebook. Oh, Aisha, you tell people, if people wanted to donate to us now and wanted to help support this cause, how is the best, or they just wanted to support us, because we need all the help we can get. We need help people with, like I say, we're trying to build a page where people can find us and donate money. We need help with that. I mean, there's help. We can't do this by ourselves. So if you'd like to participate, reach out to Abba or Aisha. And Abba and Aisha, how's the best way for people to find you on the internet so that they can participate in helping us build this new city and help us with this Project Diamond Mine?
Actually, we on Facebook. It's the best way to go on in Africa. And we're using, we have our numbers where we're on other platforms. But Frontal Agents Connection, we are finding a sales page that would be a better way for everybody to understand. And on a project Diamond Mind, I think what we need, they are partners. We need people who can be like partners. That's why this is not a non-profit organization that we are creating up. We want people where like an investor can benefit, can understand what we're doing, and in the end they know these are the refugees that are willing to work, and within a few time they will be able actually to generate some income, and that donor, or I mean an investor, can benefit from it.
Right. Yeah,
So
we
we
need an army of Martin Cowards out there. We need an army of people from the
yeah.
Western world who can see the beauty and the talent and the brilliance in you guys, who want to get in here and help out like I'm doing.
Yeah, because
And
people who are,
yeah.
yeah, people who are involved in this thing are going to be working now. Like on behind Aisha, I have a team of designers like a Shushu, Aisha, and the girls out there, the some transgenders. They're doing a very wonderful job, and they are good designers. I'm telling you, they can make t-shirts, some suits and all that. So a
Right.
person going to invest in that should be aware that he's going to generate profit from that. We have people who are computer scientists like us
We
who are
do
in
get
this.
technical difficulties sometimes
Yeah,
talking around the world, but we're doing pretty good. So just bear with us. We'll get there in a moment.
you know, you get that. So we want this. We're not putting it normally to be like a non-profit, but we want people who can invest in us and they be like partners. Then we work together.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
for that case, we're
Abba,
going to draft out a sales page, and it would be the best way to go. Although, if someone wants to reach out to us, they can come directly, like contact me or Aisha or you, Martin, and then we draft down the best way they can reach on us.
Yeah, so they can. Aisha, would that work for you? I know you've got a Facebook page. Is it Aisha Peace? Is that your Facebook
yeah,
page? So
yeah,
that's
of
if you,
course.
yeah. So if you're listening, audience out there, please, your call to action is to reach out to me, Martin Coward, reach out to Abba Henry or Aisha Peace on Facebook, and just say hello. Ask us to be your friend. As I saw you on the story with Martin, and I want to. I don't know how yet, but I want to participate because we may. We'll have a story. We'll talk to you on the phone. We'll get on a Zoom call with you, and we'll say, "This is what we're doing, and what do you like to do? How
Yeah,
would you like to help us? Do something that feels right for you. Sometimes it might be money. Sometimes it just might be maybe you've got a talent. I've got a guy the other day who's going to help us make some videos so we can tell our story, because that's how we get people to support us, by sharing our story. So there's a lot of different ways, and that's one reason why we're having this show today, is to let people know what we're doing, a little bit about what the problem is and what we're doing to solve it, and ask for some help. We need some help. And if you're one of those people who'd like to help us, please reach out to us, because we definitely so. And if you want to, I'll tell you something. If you want to start living a life of joy and happiness, you start getting involved with serving the world, helping other people, and you're going to find that your interior landscape is going to open up to a place of joy and happiness, just like mine has. I have never been happier. I have never been more excited, and I've never experienced so much joy since the days I met these people. And so we are working. The I love you guys. I mean, I absolutely love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you and what you're doing, that it gives me so much joy to be part of this movement with you, and also today to give you this chance to share what you're doing in the world, so we can get some people to help us out.
yeah. Thank you so much, Martin, and we love you too, and we love all the world that loves us more. So,
Uh-huh.
talking about, I wanted to talk about what Abba was talking about. People should see us and understand who we are. We're behind this team. Aisha is a fashion designer by profession. Um, and mostly, yes, I'm not so good in clothes, but I'm mostly in shoes and bags. So if you give me that that area, you will get the best of it. And I also do bead necklaces. I do bead necklaces and bangles so perfectly. So we have people like me and more, like Shushu, like everyone out there. So what we need is a hand that can support. Not if all of us cannot be virtual assistants, but if we can get machines, and we also, some others will sit on the machines and they are doing a certain job, they are earning some little money, then that is okay with us. So
Yeah.
this investment is the best of it, is we are going to help people stop begging and they do their own and earn something. They earn a living. So that is the city we want to build,
Yeah.
of
I mean,
people who are doing whatever they want to do and successfully
so let's
earn
put that out there too, that Aisha is also a very talented designer, and she hand makes bags and shoes and things. And so reach out to her, and I bet you she would not only design something for you, but can you imagine how nice it would be to have something that was handcrafted, hand designed by someone as lovely as Aisha and talented as her? So that's a great, I'm glad you added that on here, Aisha, because yes, that's a great way to support. Maybe you just like to have some beautiful handmade handbags or shoes from that were made by Aisha from Africa. I mean, this wasn't made by Africa, but I'm going to stand around and show. I'll show my belt that I bought in Africa. And they're just such, I mean, I love that belt. I wear it everywhere I go, and I get so many comments on it. So there's a lot of beautiful things that come out of Africa that you can,
Yeah.
that we can help you get those too. So thank you for adding that piece on, because it's truly, truly, they're just beautiful, gifted people with a lot to give and a lot to contribute. And we wanted to just give you an opportunity to do that.
Thank you.
So we've gone over the half hour, which is fine with me because you're both worth it. You know, I could go on and talk to you for over an hour because I love you both so much. But I think people get a little weary after about 30 minutes. So we're going to sign off here now. But I just want to let everybody know that meet you guys, and if you want to get to know me, you can certainly send me a direct message, or I have a Facebook group called Financial Heart Space for Gay, Transgender, and Bisexual Men, and I'd love to have you join us over there if you want to do that. So thank you, Vanky. Thank you both so much for coming on today and sharing your story and getting the world to know what beautiful people you are and how much the world wants you to win, and I want you to win. And thank you so much. In the meantime, may love and prosperity prevail.
Thank you.